Welcome to the podcast. I'm Max.
I'm Ben.
And I'm Mae, and we were had. Can you believe it?
There are twists and there are turns.
Defleshed is a standard death.
Oh, that's fun.
We were had.
We were.
All right, today we are talking about the Oakville Blobs. And it's not obese people in Oakville. It's also not their baseball team. It would be the worst
Oakville
baseball
Blobs.
team ever.
That's actually a fun name.
The Oakville Blobs, I would love that.
Yeah, I would have been the mascot in high school if we were the Blobs.
Oh, yeah.
With no uniform. You're just walking around the stands with the hot dog. He's like, whoa, that's the mascot over there.
Is that the Blob?
Is that the Blob?
Give me a t-shirt. Throw me a t-shirt.
All right.
All right, so August 7th, 1994 in Oakville, Washington, so like middle of fucking East asshole Washington, at 3 a.m., rain began to fall that blanketed a 20 square mile area. So there's an officer on duty, Officer David Lacy, and he was on patrol with a civilian friend, which first of all, I'm like, what?
I mean, in Oakville.
Yeah, you're just like...
On patrol with a civilian friend, you're cracking a couple of cold ones with a boy, and you're just walking down the street. You know what I mean? Cracking heads.
Is that what policemen call us? Just like civilians? Like among...
Civvies.
That's what I call.
call-
That's what I call non-comedians is civilian.
Yeah.
I call them lucky ones.
Yeah.
I call policemen civilians.
I call them murderers.
Straight to their face.
Straight to their face.
That's productive.
That's productive.
So productive.
That's how you start a dialogue.
That's the way to the future.
Let this fucking blob call me.
Okay,
Oh, this
I'm
is a
starting to think I
giggly
really
one.
look chunky.
This is going to be a fun running joke.
I think that I'm skinny, and then I watch these videos of myself,
They're
and I'm like,
terrible.
oh,
These are the worst thing that ever happened to my self confidence.
oh yeah, and I don't even get it. I'm like, okay, I look in the mirror and I see one thing, and then the way that I look is completely different.
I keep wearing white T-shirts and sitting like this, and I'm like, I know what the problem is, but I'm the most comfortable like this in
Yeah.
this outfit, sitting like this.
That's how I like to live. Yeah.
See, I wouldn't call it the reverse, but I think I look great in the videos. And yet, no, I'm not done. He gets comments about people crushing on him.
Yeah.
You get complimentary comments, and
Yeah.
I get nothing.
We're pure sex appeal, okay?
Well,
Right, we
you
have-
were just insulting yourself for the past 2 minutes. So
I mean,
don't-
we're fat and we have double chins, but we got the sex appeal.
Sex appeal.
Oh, you're talking about sex appeal versus like
Just
Actual
Just-
good
just
looks.
conventional
I'm on
attractiveness.
paper. Yeah. Okay, got it.
Yeah, you're in good shape with a strong jaw. Go fuck yourself.
All right. I have like a bunch of my
Means a lot
cat's
coming from
hairs
a
all over
blob. Does blob even mean overweight? I don't even know
Of
what I'm
course
saying.
it means overweight.
I was legitimately insulting you without knowing even what I was saying. It just sounds bad.
Yes.
Oh, it's
Okay.
overweight.
It means overweight. Okay.
What do you
Yeah.
think blob means?
Like bleh.
Oh, that's doughy.
Like doughy. Okay.
Okay. Again, we are not talking at all about obese
not
people in
talking about
Oakville.
fatties.
It's something completely different. So, okay, so this drunk ass officer, David Lacy, who's out cracking him with the boys, probably cheating, probably a civilian wife, but the civilian was probably someone he was cheating on his wife with.
Mistress, yeah.
Mistress.
Got bored hitting his wife, went out to meet up with the mistress on the streets.
Yeah, beat her up.
You looking?
I look for you for approval.
Yes, and me, Ben. Yes, and
Send
me.
me. Go with the bit, Ben. Say he cheated on his wife.
He did, factually. Okay, so anyway, it was raining on his windshield, and he turned his windshield wipers on, and they smeared it, like all the liquid, against the windshield instead of washing it off. So he's like, the fuck is this? This is like
Yeah.
weird. It's like jelly-like substance. So he pulls into a gas station to try to clean it off manually, and he put on latex gloves for safety. I don't know where he would have that like wherewithal, but maybe he was like, this is some weird substance. I don't want to fuck with it or whatever.
Maybe he's a good cop.
Maybe he's a good cop. Well, he's fucking his wife and he's drunk on the job, so you tell me. But anyway, so he described the rain as being very mushy, almost as if you had Jell-O in your hand. And the blobs were about the size of a grain of rice, so still pretty small. And they could be like mistaken for hail or something like that. But then when you look at it, it's like this mushy, weird blob. And he told this article I read that said, we did have some bells go off in our heads that basically said, this isn't right. This this isn't normal.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Is this normal?
Is that
Is
normal? This week we're referencing comedian Olga Naymer.
Friend of the pod.
Friend of the pod. The scientific term for this description of this stuff, I believe, is cummy.
Yeah.
It's cummy.
It's cummy.
That's where my mind was going. Yeah, okay.
It usually is, Ben. Okay. But it is. It sounds very cummy.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, yeah, I guess you're right. But like, I mean, cum isn't in blob forms.
It isn't? Well, there's that.
Shooting blobs. Poor Rachel.
Ooh.
I don't even know what we mean by blob. You guys are all over.
A blob is me in high school. Let me pull up a photo.
A blob is me right now, honestly. Okay, so these blobs fell over 6 times over a period of 3 weeks. So
That's terrifying.
Yeah, it's weird, and there wasn't any explanation about it.
But is this police officer the only one that's mentioned it?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. So there's been a
This
lot.
was like an intro story.
Yeah, this is just like an intro story introducing you guys to the
intro
blobs.
story. I
Yeah.
like it.
Way to start it. That was before the credits. You know what I mean? That gets
Yeah.
you started. You teases it.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. I'm hooked. I'd like to see what happens.
Right.
I'd like to see where we go from here.
This is the part where there's like a really good theme song, you
Yeah.
know, and it's like, and everyone's getting pumped up for the show, and it's like hee-oo or whatever, and like, you know what I
You're just
Yeah.
doing White Lotus. Yeah.
yeah.
It's pure White Lotus.
I kind of like that longer startings are like coming back.
I like
'Cause
it
you know
too.
how Lost ruined it, and then after that it was literally just like, meow, and then that was started. They're
You know, I
coming back.
never watched Lost.
Well, you're saying Lost had nothing. Lost was just
Lost
boom.
changed it because it used to
Yeah.
be like long like startings, but then like Big Little Lies, White Lotus,
Yeah.
those kind of prestige TV
Yeah.
shit. You get like fucking amazing songs and like cool graphics.
And you
Yeah.
always have the option to skip
it.
intro.
But those I don't
Yeah.
usually skip.
If you don't like it, change the channel.
Yeah.
That's
American Horror Story, great intro.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do-do-do-do.
Do-do-do-do. Yeah.
And it's always deeply upsetting. You know,
Oh,
you never
so
watched
upsetting.
it?
Oh,
you not a
not
scary
all.
stuff
Pretty
guy?
good.
I don't mind scary stuff.
You have a problem with fantasy, I think.
I have
Like
a problem.
sci-fi, fantasy.
I don't mind some sci-fi. Like I like. Maybe I don't like sci-fi. I'm trying to.
Sci-fi. I liked Brothers in Arms. What was it? The class.
What?
Brothers in Arms.
What was the HBO miniseries?
Band of Brothers?
Band of Brothers. What's Brothers in Arms?
Brooks Brothers and Arms.
Brooks Brothers in Arms. It's hot in here.
It's very hot in here. Okay, so
Wait, are you saying Band of Brothers was sci-fi? Is that the joke?
That's the joke.
Oh,
It's
that's
not
the joke.
Sci-fi.
Okay. Just
Listen,
Get
making sure
your
I'm not with
head
someone who denies certain
out of
things.
your ass.
All right.
I told you when it's a little warm, I'm worthless.
we got the AC on.
Let me tell you something. That's a tiny unit for a very big living room.
I know.
You're doing too well for yourselves to have that unit. Let me tell you.
I cannot wait for summer to be over. Can I say that?
I'm very in the mood for fall.
Yeah.
I really come alive. I like to layer. I like the way
like
I
to
dress
layer.
in fall. I
Yeah.
like when May breaks out the big fur coats.
Me too. I'm funnier in fur coats.
In fur coats.
I
yeah.
think it's really a brand.
Yeah. In the
I-
summer, I'm lost. I'm bombing.
Well, you wear this shirt most. Actually, this is the same shirt but with collar.
It's the same shirt but with a collar.
Where
Yeah.
did you find that?
Same store.
Same store.
Yeah. Aritzia.
Does this come
Plug
in
it.
fancy? You pull up the t-shirt.
Basically.
Do you have a dressier version of this?
I almost wore that. I almost wore the famous shirt today, and then I was like, he's going to make fun of me. Let me wear this other version of the same shirt.
I love it.
All right, back to the blobs, everybody.
Yes.
So, no, to answer your question, he was not the only person who had personal experiences with it. So there was a bunch of, but basically, like after David Lacy came in contact with the blobs, he fell sick. Even
Ugh.
after he was wearing the latex gloves, he got really sick. He was diarrheaing, barfing all over the place, probably from a hangover.
That's the worst kind of sick, by the way. I would rather have 104 fever,
Then be barfing and diarrhea.
barf coming out of both ends.
Yeah.
Just put a bullet in my head.
It's so bad.
It's really unpleasant.
No.
Have you ever had it come out of both ends?
Yeah, I'm 31 years old.
I've never had that happen. Like, knock on wood. Jesus Christ.
You've never had that happen.
At the
Like bad
same
food
time?
poisoning. No, not like
No.
the exact same moment. Jesus Christ.
Oh, no. Then, yeah, I've had bad food poisoning, of course.
Yeah.
I
Actually-
always picture it same time. Coming out of
Well,
both
actually,
ends.
one time when I was like 8 years old, we were at, what's the one in Florida? Disneyland or World? Disney World?
I think land.
Yeah.
Land? Anyway, whatever. And then, so
In
my
Florida?
parents had,
Am I wrong?
That's Disney World.
okay.
My bad.
Yeah. So anyway, my parents had spent all this money for us to go, and then I got like wicked sick, and I went back to the hotel, and I'm like 8 years old, and I was on the toilet, and then I barfed while I was sitting on the toilet, and my mom came in and yelled at me.
Oh yeah, that's the worst.
And I was like, why are you yelling at me? And now I always have like a thing whenever I'm barfing, I'm like, I'm sorry.
Oh, wow.
That's so sad. Trauma. There was this girl in college that it happened to her twice where she blacked out and they had to put her in the bathroom with a trash can at her butt and her head in the toilet because she was both ends same time, and then she went to the hospital.
You think it'd be
twice after one time? You got to make sure you
Girl.
never get like that again. Freshman,
that's
sophomore
bad.
year.
That's real bad.
Yeah.
I also have a weird parent reaction to it. I once had Papa John's and I had terrible, terrible food poisoning.
Yeah.
And my dad was very nice in the moment and he was like, I was throwing up and
Yeah,
all that
yeah.
stuff. And now for the past 20 years, every time we pass by a Papa John's, he's like, remember when you ate that Papa John's?
Yeah,
He's
you looked like an idiot
yeah,
afterwards.
it's really what it is. And he just starts cracking up. I was like, I was really ill.
Actually, interestingly, I think we took the train to Disney World because my dad didn't want to fly back then. Like, he didn't like
Oh,
flying.
really? Wow.
Yeah. And they had like this like pizza on board, but it was like microwave. Like, it was called Choo Choo Charlie, like the
Okay.
pizza, like train pizza. And I got food poisoning, and like a running joke until.
Did
I
we
don't know,
all get food poisoning
for
in
years.
Florida? My story was in Miami.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I was so sick in Florida. Ooh.
Florida. Maybe it's just. Is this a blob? Is this a conspiracy?
Yeah.
Florida's poisoning children from the Northeast.
Maybe. Okay, so back to the blob. We're going on a lot of asides.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah.
It's fine. But
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
so the same symptoms were happening to other residents as well. So this is a personal experience from one of the residents. The blobs were falling at the farm of Sunny Barcliff. What a name.
These names are all made up.
Yeah, right?
David Lacey, Sonny Barcliff.
Yeah, it's weird. But anyway, so afterwards, Barcliff's mother, Dottie Hearn,
No, come on.
come on.
Come on.
She was hospitalized for dizziness and nausea. And she was just, barfing, shitting, all the things. So Barcliff herself, so Sunny Barcliff, and her friend also experienced minor episodes of fatigue and nausea after handling the blobs. And so despite this, the doctor who treated Dottie, her mom, Dr. David Little, come on. Are these all like...
There's no European in the town. It's all just just classic American names.
But he expressed his doubt that these blobs were the cause of their symptoms. So basically, he was saying, like, actually, it's just like a severe inner ear condition, like a really bad
It's Havana
infection.
syndrome.
Yeah, right. And so Hearn herself, so Dottie Hearn, conceded that the timing of the blobs' appearance and their symptoms could be nothing more than a coincidence. But it's like, I don't know, all you guys are sick? That's kind of fucking weird.
Well, I guess if it's one family, you can make the argument, is it like a stomach bug or something?
No, well, it was more people than that. So there's more people like in this little 20-mile radius.
Gotcha.
It's not a
Okay.
very populated town. It's a small town.
Right.
But Beverly Roberts, who's another resident, said that everyone in the town she said everyone in the town, but I don't know about that. A lot of people in the town contracted a flu-like illness that lasted 2 to 3 months.
Oh, my.
So
2 to 3 months of a flu.
I can't even deal with like a week of a flu.
Oh, wow. Each flu. Oh, I thought it meant that like the epidemic was 2 to 3 months, but you would have the symptoms for 2 to 3 months? That's
what
awful.
she's saying.
That's what I'm gathering from
Oh,
from
wow.
that sentence, which is my nightmare.
Yeah, it sounds horrible. And obviously that doesn't make any sense for the ear infection. Like the dizziness and the nausea makes sense, but I mean, that doesn't last months.
Do you
an ear
get dizziness
infection.
and nausea from an
I
ear
think
infection?
if it's bad enough because you can get like vertigo and
Oh,
stuff.
because it's like the inner ear and
Yeah,
that
and
kind
you're
of
all
stuff.
like topsy-turvy.
I used to get ear infections all the time as a kid.
Me too. Ear infections and strep throat constantly.
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 Oh my gosh.
Do you have your tonsils out?
I never got them out. Even though like I got tonsillitis a bunch, like in college, like I got like mono and then I got like tonsillitis and they're like, you should get these out. And then they never told me, like they never sent me.
Huh.
Yeah.
Wow.
I never had any of these things. Now I don't.
Yeah.
I related to the other thing.
Oh, okay.
You never got mono?
I never had mono.
Never got kissed.
Never got kissed. I got my tonsils taken out. This whole area in me is huge.
That's a mess.
And it's a mess. And there's nothing in it, but somehow I have a
It's all
double chin.
necessary.
Yeah.
What's the vocal box?
Okay, so there weren't any reported human deaths from these blobs, But this is really sad. There were several pets that died.
No. Can you say it like how you have it written?
Pets that died.
Thank you.
That's good.
A kitten that Sonny Barcliffe had reportedly died after coming into contact with one of these blobs, and it battled a severe intestinal problem
Oh, that's a
before
nightmare.
before they died.
A cat pooping itself to death?
Yeah.
That sucks.
Angels.
So is the idea that there's this mystery? Do doctors in the town know what it is, or
Yeah,
are they?
so Dr. David Little doesn't seem like he's respecting the blobs.
No,
as an
he's not
actual
respecting the blobs. So anyway, so Sonny Barcliffe thought that maybe like there was a connection to the blobs and the illnesses, and she collected a sample and sent it to the hospital.
thing. Good for her.
Yeah. And so a lab technician examined it and found that it contained human white blood cells. But
I'm sorry.
yeah, like what the fuck? And but then it couldn't identify what it was or how it came from the sky.
Is it possible like a body decaying in a local water source?
Oh, and then like got evaporated up and then down.
That sounds like something.
I'm kicking something around. Listen, I'm a scientist.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't fucking know.
It's a
Your guess is as good as mine.
hypothesis. I have a good idea and then have a stroke directly after it.
So the sample was quickly sent to Washington State Department of Health for further study, and Mike McDowell, who's a microbiologist, noted that it was teeming with 2 species of bacteria, one of which lives in the human digestive system.
Which
Gross.
makes sense why
Yeah.
it gets you in the intestines.
Yeah, like E. coli or some shit.
Ooh.
I mean, I don't think it was E. coli. You could get what I'm saying.
This feels E. coli.
It feels E. coli,
Right?
yeah. Anyway.
I keep looking at you. You're not
For
yes.
confirmation? No, I think
He's
that
not yes-anding me at all today.
No, because I'm trying to come up with my own theories, and yours, I don't know, is as good as any.
Thank
I
you.
think.
Stop licking my ass. Come up with your own ideas. Thank you.
All right.
Okay.
Nuclear waste. That's the only thing I can think
good,
of.
actually.
But the white blood cells doesn't make.
Yeah. So because of Mike's findings, it was initially speculated that the human waste was from an airplane.
Huh.
But the federal
a turlet being dropped out?
yeah, like basically they just
Over
like
months?
releasing yeah, that's the other thing, like over the same area over months.
Oh.
The problem with that is that the Federal Aviation Administration regulations require that the weird shit in the toilet in an airplane has to be dyed blue.
You mean the water?
Yeah, and the
Yeah,
water
yeah, yeah.
is dyed
Yeah,
blue,
yeah.
and they weren't blue; they were clear. these blobs.
Also, they shouldn't be able to release that mid-flight.
They're
Correct.
not. Yeah,
They call it blue ice in the notes.
they call it blue ice.
Just call it shit.
It's shit. It's human
Sewage.
defecate. Yeah, yeah.
So they think that it was, shit from airplanes?
That's what they thought, but then it wasn't dyed blue.
Could you
so that
imagine
wouldn't make
just
any
some
sense.
pilot that like his ex-wife lived in this town? So every time he's just flying over, he's like, "All right, time to drop."
That's so funny.
Where does the shit go?
Where does the shit
I think
go?
they land and then
when
they empty it into like a little fucking tank. Right?
Then why doesn't it smell awful? And I guess they just have some sort of whole
In
system.
what? In an airport?
No. In the airport bathroom, it doesn't smell
Because
awful.
of the blue stuff.
Oh, it's the blue stuff.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I think it's all the chemicals in the blue stuff.
I mean, yeah, that can't be. I wouldn't eat that stuff.
No, I wouldn't eat it.
No, but we're great.
Agreed.
All on the same page here. Would not eat. Would not eat. Would not.
I don't know
eat.
for some reason in my head if
Drinking
it was just
smoothie.
Blue spirulina. That's what it is.
Spirulina.
This is gross.
All right. What's next?
All right,
Okay, makes
continuing on.
sense.
So, determined to find answers, nearly a year after her mother's
Thank you.
illness, Sonny Barcliffe took a sample of the blob she had stored in her freezer.
Good for Sonny Barcliffe.
It's so funny though to be like, these blobs, I don't like them, and then like
Her whole
put 'em in
family
your-
got sick and it killed her cat. I'd
That's
be
true,
saving
that's
shit
true.
too.
Somebody killed my angel. Ooh.
Oh yeah, you all of a sudden you turn into Aaron Brockovich.
Oh, big time. Big
Just a
time.
million test tubes and Mae's refrigerator.
So she sent it to a private research lab, and there a microbiologist named Tim Davis with Amtest Laboratories studied the sample. So while analyzing it, he believed that he saw a what is it? How do you say that?
Eukaryotic.
Eukaryotic cell complex nucleus containing cells that were present in most living creatures. This meant that the blobs were or had been alive.
No.
But like a
That's
virus.
Aliens.
Yeah, aliens.
That's like That's an alien.
No,
It's an
no,
alien.
wait a minute. Alive doesn't mean it's a human being. Alive means that it could be a bacteria, it could be a virus.
Okay. What kind of shit do you know in the sky living?
Like a virus or bacteria. No.
A virus cloud?
I feel like when I was growing up, I heard so much about acid rain.
Yeah.
You never hear about acid rain anymore.
Never hear about. I felt the same way about quicksand.
Right. Quicksand, sinkholes,
Sinkholes. Sinkholes do happen.
they do happen on like highways.
Oh no, thank you.
Talking about
I think a virus can be in the sky. I don't know. I feel like I'm
I mean,
lacking
airborne
some-
virus. COVID-19.
Right.
Yeah, but a virus.
I think you're thinking though like high.
because it's coming from the fucking from rain, and also like when have you ever seen virus? That's small.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
Like, you can't
like
see
a grain
that
of
shit.
rice, that's big for a virus.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You guys ready to get some theories?
Yes, let's do it.
Okay, so speculation arose not long afterward on what the blobs were. One popular theory suggests that the blobs were a result of bombings done by the nearby military base in the ocean, which was 50 miles from the farm, though, which could have caused an explosion within a group of jellyfish that then got dispersed into a rain cloud.
Jellyfish. Okay. I like
So
that.
basically, they're thinking
cool.
like they just blew up a bunch of jellyfish, and somehow these jellyfishes made it 50
It'd be so
fucking
weird
miles.
if they figured out that if you pee on the virus, then it goes away.
Just if they peed in the cat's like, water bowl, it would have been fine.
I'm sorry, Betty.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this though. My only problem with that is if it was 50 miles away, I would believe because clouds and shit travel. But why over just this town? Are there no
Right.
nearby? Is this the only town for miles?
No, I mean it is in the middle of nowhere, but it like borders other towns, and this is the only place that it was.
That's
in.
what's like confusing.
Very confusing, strange.
Yeah.
So even though the Air Force confirmed that bombing runs had been performed over the Pacific during that time, they denied any knowledge of the unknown substance or any involvement in creating or dispersing it. Likely story.
Yeah. Well, can you at least try to give us a theory then?
I know. So, whatever. So, although, so this is kind of cute, actually. Not many people believe this particular theory as the answer, but it became really popular within the community, and it prompted a discussion holding a jellyfish festival, and like having some new drink or whatever. Whatever. So they could be like a little fucking like jellyfish party, basically. And I was like, I
That's
love this
adorable.
town. That's really sweet.
What's the drink?
The drink would have been vodka, gelatin, and juice. So like Jello
Gelatin.
shots, basically.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's fun.
If they didn't do this, that's a missed opportunity.
For
Yeah.
sure. The
Yeah.
Good for these people. Small towns are fun. There's not a lot going on.
Yeah, not a lot going on. They have like weird cheese festivals and stuff, and
We love a cheese.
we love a
festival.
cheese. Like you go through like the queen of the cheese wheel or some shit, and
Yeah.
she waves to all the kids.
Yes, the cheese queen.
Yeah, yeah.
Or something even more. There's a random town in Washington called Walla Walla that's famous for their onions. And I performed there once, and they were like, "It's such a shame that you came just the week before the Onion Fest."
No.
Yeah, and I was like, "Oh God,
I can't believe it. I'll be back.
yeah, it's
change
New
my
Orleans a week
life.
before Mardi Gras." Jesus Christ!
That's fun.
All right. Other theories.
All right, theory number 2: poop from the airplane. Already covered it. No, no poop. So theory number 3: aliens.
Okay.
Obviously. So over the years, some residents think that it could have been an alien life form. People said it's pretty far-fetched, but is it? I don't think so.
Let me tell you this. I told you guys this, I think, when you first brought it up. It reminded me of the show Watchmen, because in that show, the villain like teleports like some fucking extra-dimensional beast to the world to bring everyone together. He basically destroys cities.
Yeah.
It's like a crazy man's. It actually worked and then the world started working together because there was a common enemy. There was like an extra threat or whatever. And then to remind people that this shit happened, he would make it rain little like globby shrimps every
Oh.
few months
Oh,
to make
okay.
people scared. So
Maybe
This
they
was
got
well
that
before
idea for
this.
that show.
from this,
yeah.
it makes sense because as soon as I saw I saw pictures of it, I was like, that looks like the show.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
little blobs on the floor.
And there's like weird pictures of it online. It's strange. But that's all the theories that I saw online anyway. I don't know. I mean, you had your theory about what
The
was your
bond-
theory?
somebody,
somebody died and
died
getting
and-
absorbed into
So
things.
poop from airplane, aliens, and what was the first one?
Air Force bomb and jellyfish.
Oh, bomb.
Jellyfish
yeah,
bombs.
yeah.
Wouldn't they be able to tell if the substance was a jellyfish though?
That's a good question because they did all the tests on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't make any sense. It would make sense for like the living thing and having been dead or whatever.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like they would be able to know that specifically.
Yeah.
Or when it's
Jellyfish are so gross. Ugh, I hate jellyfish.
when you talk about them like this.
Yeah.
It's probably not safe to eat a jellyfish.
No, you can eat jellyfish. You can grill them.
Well, in SpongeBob, they used to use jellyfish to make like jelly.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't think that's actually accurate.
No,
They
you
milked
can.
them like cows.
Yeah.
In SpongeBob, I don't know.
Oh,
If that's, I don't know if that's true.
Yes, it's biologically accurate. You're right. So another creepy thing about this, which makes me think that maybe like the government's involved in some way, and they're just like, there's some sort of weird testing or I don't know what the fuck, because I saw this YouTube clip where there was like tons of articles that came out about this right when it first happened, and there was like a lot of like firsthand accounts and all this stuff, and then a lot of them have been like wiped from the internet. And there's only like one that still exists. So I was like, that's suspicious.
It is.
I don't like that.
I don't like that
Was
either.
there a nearby base other than that
Yeah.
that Air Force one? Or
Oh,
there
no,
were
no,
other
just the
stuff?
Air Force one.
Just the Air Force
I
one.
don't know, actually. I have
Air
no idea.
Force bases are the ones that deal with alien shit. Like Air
Yeah.
Force is also alien, right?
Maybe they blew up an alien.
Until
And that's what
the
it was.
Space Force, until the Space
Not
Force.
in the 90s.
Fair enough.
Interesting. What do you think? You did the most research.
But sometimes the Navy's up in the air too. Top Gun, like Navy pilots.
True.
Oh.
Marines are up in the air too. Aren't Marines like
Yeah,
everything?
but the Air Force, they go the highest.
They go the highest. That's true. As you can tell, Max has been in the military. He knows.
I was an infantryman.
Well, Sonny Barcliffe, who's, the center of the story, really said that over the years I've held some information close to me. Let it rip, Sonny. Let's
What?
hear it.
Yeah.
She goes, very little has been released to the press, like I said. Like, it was big, and then the press, like, scaled back on it. However, 2 years ago, some information surfaced on the internet that led me to the conclusion that the Oakville event was, in fact, an exercise conducted by the military.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
They just tried poison in this one fucking town?
Oh, you mean they
Yeah,
did it on
maybe.
purpose?
Maybe. I don't know. The government does things that I'm like, I don't understand why.
Why would you do that?
Maybe they were testing like
Bioweapons.
bioweapons. Yeah, because that'd be a pretty good bioweapon. You just
And
make
I guess
everyone
like
super
they're
sick.
testing the aim.
Yeah.
And like I guess like over one town, and that they probably were like not enough to kill you. But let me tell you something. That bioweapon would make sense if you could you knew where the enemy was and you just made them all sick instead of
Yeah.
killing them all like by bombing them. You just made them all sick and rendered them unable to fight.
Ooh.
So weird to test it on your own, though, in Washington.
Oakvillians, I wouldn't call them our own.
Yeah, but Washington's really close to Canada. You could have just fucked with them.
Oh yeah, why don't you
yeah,
get
just
Vancouver?
fuck with them. Yeah. Fuck with their cats and dogs.
Oh yeah, they killed an angel.
Yeah, they killed an angel.
And
Stink
Sonny
bug.
won't ever let that go.
No, good for her.
God
I
bless
agree.
Barclefts, the whole family.
Yeah. Anyway, that was the Oakville Blobs. They should definitely have a baseball team named that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Athletics, that's fucking stupid.
Oh, there's so many stupid team names. Blobs are better than most.
The Blobs are better than most.
Yeah.
What's the worst one?
The worst team name? Well, I find it really stupid when they name like 49ers or 76ers when they name it
Yeah.
after a year.
I find it interesting
Yeah,
that you
is
didn't
that what that
immediately
is?
say Redskins or something like
Yeah.
that.
Well, first of all, someone feels comfortable saying that word. And secondly, they changed it.
Football team.
Oh, yeah. Aren't they now like the Washington football team?
They are now the Washington football team. I think they are going to change it to
Oh, okay.
something less generic.
Yeah,
Blobs,
yeah.
Blobs, Blobs.
But the Indians are changing their name too. Cleveland Indians. To the Guardians,
Oh, I like
I
that.
believe.
Huh.
May I also suggest the Flubbers.
The Flubbers. Yeah. New England Patriots just changed it to New England Colonizers.
That's actually true.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
Yeah,
is
yeah.
true. Okay.
Yeah,
Well, I think we've been had.
Yeah.
yeah.
Alienated our Boston audience,
Which is like most
which
of
is
our
probably
audience.
most of our
Yeah.
audience
Our
because
audience.
we really do a lot of New England
I would say
stuff.
we've done maybe 40% of our episodes are based in Massachusetts.
I'm not interested unless it's from Massachusetts, honestly.
Yeah.
And that's where factually the most bodies wash up on shore. I wanted to tell you.
They're the most fun stories to me.
That's true.
We were had.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye, everybody.